So with only 3 to 4 hours every evening during the testing weekends to play, how does the game Ashes of Creation actually feel as a casual scrub like myself? My name is Christian, and welcome to the Lazy Tavern. Let's have a look. Okay, so first week of actually getting access into Ashes of Creation. It was something I've really been looking forward to for a long time. And even though I have high expectation for this game, the first weekend had very low expectations. I was expecting long queue times, unstable servers, and just a buggy mess coming in there. Well, there's bug out there, don't get me wrong. The stability and just the fact that I could just enter the server, log in, and start playing the game at 8 o'clock when I had access in the evening were way better than I had expected. So when I log into this game, it feels like an old school MMO. I know the graphic at this point might look semi old school, but the feeling of playing it was slow paced. It was exciting to level up. It was exciting to pull mobs, to engage in combat. It was interesting to be part of an MMO where you group up, you gather things for a purpose further in the chain. Overall, the impression of that part were really good, very positive. The part of the game that I, as a spectator, previous to actually getting access myself, find the least interesting were actually the combat. It didn't seem interactive. I had few limited abilities, or at least so it seems. But actually getting to play, I felt like I had so many options. I could spec into various builds. I felt like whatever I chose had an effect. I were really enjoying playing as a melee, having the combination of tap target and your action combat. I had the ability to roll, dodge, felt amazing, and just very responsive to my actions. That was really nice. What I would like, however, is some option, I hope it will come at one point, to pre-save or pre-select sort of like a layout. It was a bit annoying to swap around the individual. Like I was spending a lot of time as a casual to move between being a single target, going out farming it just a bit for myself, and then to helping a group. As a tank, that group setup versus AoE abilities or taunt abilities versus your single most damage orientated build felt slightly annoying to swap around. So hopefully saving preload out both talent wise and action bar would be really helpful. That was a bit of the first impression. If we actually look at what was the purpose of the first weekend of testing, we have test goals. So scalability, stability, performance and progression. Scalability, I don't know a lot about it. That's on Interpret to see how that actually worked on. From a stability point of view, I did not face any crash during my time. I had some GPU override for whatever reason that I got to report and head on, had to restart. But other than that, really smooth. No login queue. I was impressed. Very satisfied about it. The world itself felt like there was a lot of people in there, and you could see a lot of interaction going on everywhere. So super positive on that one. Performance-wise, it's very clear that maybe not the starter zone where you zone in, but as soon as you went closer to Lionhold, there was quite poor performance. There was a lot of lag, everything. But as soon as you left that zone, you had really good performance. It was clear when there was a DDoS attack or when there was issues on the server, you could feel it. You could feel your character responding slower. There was slightly rubber banding, but when it was communicated that they had fixed it, it was fixed, and you could instantly feel it on the servers that it felt responsive, live, and really good. I had almost no rubber banding, and I could react with my active blocking the way I intended, so that was really positive. And if you look at the progression, you also have how quickly do you progress throughout the levels. Me as a casual, with the limited time I had, I managed to get onto level 12 for the 2 weekends, but I spent a lot of time, getting into how is the crafting actually working. I'll come back to that later, but the amount of time I spent grouping up and just questing it felt rewarding and worth my time actually to spend out there. I really enjoyed it. I don't see anyone in my guild, super power leveling to the max level, and that part about the game I really enjoy. So positive on that one. Looking at the test goals, I'll give it 4 out of 5 stars, and only one is missing because don't put the server downtown at 7 o'clock Central European time. That's when I took my daughter in and actually got time to play. So I actually have to wait 2 hours for the server maintenance. That was really painful, but anyways, really great start. Can't wait for the next phases, that's for sure. It's very clear at this point that the way you level at this time is heavy focused around grinding mobs to level up. And even though Steven have mentioned this towards the interview with Pirate Software and other great content creators, it is not implemented yet, a lot of the solo content, but you could feel this as a casual player. I don't have the necessary time to spend 15 minutes grouping up with the right amount of people and finding the right spot. As a casual, I would like to just grab this commissioning board quest and head out on my own adventure for maybe an hour or two and then see whatever it brings. The way that the commissioning boards, the question is actually integrated, it feels exciting. You get some clues for where to go with your quest, and the commissioning boards you get directions. So you head out to this adventure, not really sure what to expect and where you will get in the end, but just the fact that you can finalize a quest in your quest log when you get there makes it so that you can stay on this adventure, and that was really great feeling. So leveling feels meaningful, and as part of the game, currently not something you need to rush through to get to the main game loops in the end. And that's, for me as a casual, really good. Like the fact that I can enjoy the game while leveling, especially under the fact that we know that the leveling experience will be this long, is really positive. I gotta mention crafting experience as well. I set out a simple goal to get a little bit of experience with all gatherers, processing and crafting. And this has been quite painful. There is some features that is not done yet. It's been communicated clear, don't get me wrong, but please fix the fuel part. Having to add in fuel for each individual craft on every station is quite painful. That being said, the way that it's structured, where you need a lot of gatherables in the bottom, you have a lot of processes in the middle, and you have small crafting in the top, it feels very nice. And the part with the guilds, at the moment the limited guild size means that we are currently operating with 2 guilds. It takes a lot of the coordination within the guild to a different spectrum than actually in game. It's fine if it's intention, but it's just something to be aware of. Right now, all the coordination is being done via Discord, and communicating inside of the guild is rather pointless. I would put in the later to come kind of guild. So if I wanted to communicate with someone in the rest, the ones that had the previous weekend to play, I had to go via the Discord, and that felt slightly as you became the second part citizen in your own guild. There's a lot of concerns regarding PvP or PvX as a casual gamer, but also as a PvE focused gamer. And from my personal experience, I haven't seen any griefing. I haven't experienced anything of that sort. I've had one in our guild that was griefed by a 25, just nuking him when he was picking up flowers. But other than that, I had a very positive experience. I haven't experienced PvP at all. I didn't actively search for it via the caravan system, but overall it seemed very nice. I'm looking forward to a bit more of the player friction that you get when you are fighting for a dedicated spot, but actually the combat system and the way I can respond to things has made me just, very excited for that part. So that's a huge plus, and well done from Intrepid, that's for sure. So let's do a quick summarize. Great first experience. Very impressive to see how they catched up from week to week with the improvements. The combat felt great. There is room for improvement regarding the respecking and all these things, and you could feel some of the classes is not finely tuned yet, but it's getting there. It feels really nice. There's bugs spread out, that's clear, but you could see them improving, and it is really as expected during this alpha. Performance were way better than expected. You could play the game, there wasn't too much rubber banding, you felt like your action responded. It was clear to note when the servers were under load, that's for sure. The progression felt slow but meaningful, so that's nice. The commissions were in a really good position. I think it was engaging to head out there to an area and just do the questing, and that's going to be an amazing feature for my side. The guild size felt a bit strange, and the incorporation with the parallel communication on Discord needed to coordinate with the rest of your guild felt a bit off or awkward in some regards. The general concern regarding PvP, that you could be attack or attack anywhere in the open world, wasn't anything I was affected about. I didn't face any open world PvP, and it's honestly something I'm just looking forward to at this point. Overall, I'm just looking forward to the weekends to play and cannot really wait for the next test phases. So, hope you enjoyed it. Take care.